In an ideal world, you would have a formal reset day set up, scheduled in your calendar once every quarter. Reset days are just days where you get to clean up your life a little, reset your life one little to-do at a time, get some life admin done. Clear your space. I see reset days as a form of self-care because it's a day where you dedicate yourself to doing tasks that you probably wouldn't normally spend your time doing. So you're allowing yourself to do these things that might be on your mind, things that you've been thinking about that you probably wouldn't allow yourself to spend time on usually. So for those of you out there who know that you have a day coming up where you want to schedule in a little bit of a life reset, I wanted to give you a whole bunch of ideas for activities to fill your life reset day with. Things that you can plan into your day to really hit that reset button. I actually recently had a reset day, so if you want to watch that after this video, I'll have it linked down below. So firstly, turn off your phone or delete your social media because a good reset day is one where you can just focus on the stuff that you're doing and forget about what's on your phone. I feel like occasionally you just need a day without your phone, whether it's a reset day or not. It feels really good not to constantly be going back and picking out your phone and scrolling through some kind of feed, whether that is your email, your Instagram, or whatever your vices are. Secondly, kick off your day with a sunrise because the sunrise is basically just like the world doing a little mini reset. And I feel like it always is going to feel good to watch a sunrise, even when it's really cold. Third, go through a deep cleaning checklist. This is something I want to do and I want to film it with you guys. There are these deep cleaning checklists on Pinterest that guide you through every single thing that you can do to do a deep clean of your house. And nothing feels better than a deep clean. Let me know if that is the type of video that you'd want to see from me down below. Fourth, set some 3-month goals. Go through a proper goal reevaluation and think, are these goals really aligned with me? You probably set some goals at the start of the year, but take some time to step back and think, are those goals really aligned with me? Is that what I want to do going forward? Is there something else that I would be better off spending my time doing? If that's an activity that you're interested in, I would recommend watching my mid-year reset video. I also have a workbook attached to it that sort of guides you through a goal evaluation to figure out whether the goals that you picked are really aligned with you. Do a monthly review. Monthly reviews feel like a little mini indulgence for me. Usually it can just be really quick, just reflecting on what your wins were, what you learned, what you want to continue, start and stop, and maybe some goals going forward. So something really simple like that. There'll be a whole bunch of monthly reviews out there that you can sort of follow. As I always like to say, success is reflection in the form of something like a monthly review mixed with action. And it can be so easy to, at the start of the year, just think, okay, yep, I'm done with goal setting. I'm done with all of my reflecting, but realistically, it makes far more sense to do it in more regular intervals throughout the year. Number 6, fill up your calendar for the next month with things like a date night, a day to yourself, a self-care day, a reset day, a breakfast date, an adventure. Probably not all of those things rolled into one because that's a lot of things to put into your days. And if you're really time constrained, maybe think along the lines of like a self-care morning or a self-care night, or a morning outdoors or an afternoon outdoors. Number 7, organize your pantry. This is something that I did recently. I filmed the whole thing. So if you want to get inspired and you want advice and ideas, I have them. I filmed them all for you. So I'll have that linked up here and down below. Honestly, having a clean and organized pantry, nothing feels better. There's not anything quite like it. Number 8, collate all of your notes into the right spaces. It's so easy for all of your notes to get scattered in like 3 different online systems and your inbox and then like 2 different notebooks that you have. So spend some time just collating things and putting things into the right space, deciding like what notes go where. Where do your to-do lists go? Where does your brainstorming go? Where do your random notes go? Organize your digital space. So this is what I did in my recent reset day. Oh, it felt so good. Do things like clear your desktop, clear your folders out, create folders for all of the things that you know you access often. I actually did a whole day on decluttering your digital space in my 30 days to simplify it, where I did walk through how to declutter your digital space in a little bit more detail. So that might be something that you're interested in. I'll have it linked up here and down below if that's something that you want to chuck into your reset day. Number 10, do one thing that you're just a little bit afraid of doing. It might be something really small, like making that phone call to that person because you hate making phone calls, or you could do something a little bigger. I know Tim Ferriss has recommended a few fear setting type activities that sort of allow you to grow out of your comfort zone. One of them was just going into the middle of a busy street and lying down for 5 minutes. That's something that you could think about as well. Number 11, clean yourself, but like really, really well, like exfoliate, buff your nails, do your nails, shampoo twice, leave the conditioner in for 10 minutes. Do all of the things to clean yourself and feel super fresh. Number 12, Do a weekly reset because nothing feels better than getting your emails all organized, knowing what your to-dos are on the horizon, and checking your calendar. If you want to know how I do my weekly reset, I'll have that video linked up here and down below. I walk you through the whole thing. Organize all of your important papers into a folder of important documents. So this is something that I've had for a while and it's been a genuine lifesaver. You don't need to go out and buy a fancy important documents folder. You can just as easily make one at home if you have an old folder lying around. But put things like your passport, maybe some bank documents, your ABN number, your tax documents, that kind of stuff should go into this folder. Honestly, it feels so good to know all of that stuff is located in the one space, and whenever you need it, it makes it so easy to access. Number 14, organize your notebooks. I think this is along similar lines as organizing your notes. Sometimes I think that we get a little notebook happy. I know I did this year. So I actually went down and I pared down my notebooks to just 2, and it feels so good. I think when it comes to places to store your thoughts, it is better to just have a few and make sure that they're absolutely mandatory that you have them, because otherwise life can get really confusing. You won't be able to find anything. If you're running with like 10 different systems or places where you capture your thoughts, it's not going to be helpful for you. Number 15, clear out your phone. So clear out your images, your contacts, your texts, your apps, change your phone background, really give your phone a reset. You could even clean the case. Reset your social media. So I actually did this recently on Instagram, just reset all of my highlights. That's all I really did. I didn't really reset the rest of it, but you could reset your profile picture, switch up your bio a little, just give yourself a whole new look and feel. It sounds like such a silly thing to say out loud, but it does make you feel a little fresh. It'd just be a nice one to pop into your reset day to give you more of that fresh vibe. Number 17, clear out your closet and go and buy something that you've really wanted or you've needed for quite a while. I don't want to encourage you to go and buy clothes. This is not a reason to go and do a haul, but if you clear out your closet and there's been something that you've been thinking about for a while, like you've really needed a winter jacket and you've just been cold all winter because you haven't had it, go and buy something that you know you're going to love. Make sure it actually matches the clothes that you already have. Having something long term that you know that you're going to adore is absolutely going to pay off, and it's going to feel really good knowing that you now have that in your closet. It's something that you'll always be going to. Set all of your appointments for the next quarter. So look through all the normal mandatory appointments that you might make. So like dentist, doctor, car service, getting your hair done, getting your eyebrows done. Go ahead and call all of those businesses and just set your appointments ahead of time for the next quarter or even for the next month if you can't do the whole next quarter. It feels so good to know that all your appointments are just going to happen. They're not something that you need to keep on putting effort into. That's why I like to book my appointments when I'm at my appointments. It's always ideal. Journal for self-discovery. So I know that a lot of you guys love my channel, also love Eileen's channel, Lavender, and I know that she also has a list of, I think it's 23 self-discovery journal prompts. These are the kind of prompts that really get you thinking about your life, where you're at the moment, your future, where you want to be. I also have a video on how to figure out what you want, which has a really good bunch of self-reflective type prompts in it to really direct you towards what you actually want out of life. So I feel like if you do those two combined on your reset day, I see a lot of growth for you. Reread a book that had a really important message in it. This is something that I feel like we don't do enough. There are so many books that you read and at the time they are so impactful and then you don't go back to them. But when you think about it, it'd probably help you a lot more to go back to those books that you know get to the core messages that you need, rather than reading new self-development books and looking for that shiny new object that's going to make the difference. Sometimes you just got to go back to the fundamentals. One book that I have reread quite a few times is Getting Things Done by David Allen, but there are so many other books that I know that it would be worth my while to go back and reread. Oftentimes you don't really need new information, you just need to refresh the information that you kind of already know. It's just a matter of stopping looking for the silver bullet that is going to make the biggest difference and revisiting those fundamentals that you know but maybe you're not implementing right now. If you liked this video, you're probably going to like my video on how to create a fresh start at any time of year. It's similar to this video, except it talks about dedicated days that you can set that will sort of reset your life a little. So like this video in combination with that video will give you all the ideas that you could need to reset your life. I'm gonna have that linked on the screen and I'll have it linked down below. I appreciate you guys so very much and I will see you soon.